Everybody loves a nice emoji. It is a great way to express yourself through text without having to type out all of your feelings onto a page. My favorite emoji is the one that goes like this. It's because I always send a lot of risky things that I'm not too sure about and they could be kind of cringy, so I like, and then like, and it is the great year of 2019, which means there's going to be new emojis released when Apple releases the new iOS update, because as always, Apple runs the world. With that, I thought it'd be a great idea to look at the new emojis coming out this year later on and give them ratings and critique them because I have opinions. And I'm gonna use them. Emoji critique is what I'll call it. Not a very unique name, but that's what it is. This one's simply called Yawning Face. I like this one pretty good because a lot of times I'm talking to someone and I'm pretty bored with what they're talking about, so I can use this one. However, I am terrified for someone to use it on me because I don't want to be seen as boring. In terms of the design, it's a simple, pretty emoji face. I just think the hand is a little too detailed for me. It's a little it's kind of weird. It has weird shading on it. It doesn't look natural. So with all that considered, I'm going to give it a nice even 3 out of 5 because it's right in the middle of kind of weird but kind of simple and nice. This one's called Pinching Hand. I will use it a lot because a lot of times I'm not too sure about quantity of things, so I always go, just a little. I'm only a little interested. Design-wise, it's a little weird. It's kind of like the hand for the yawning face, where the shading just doesn't look right. There's like some weird white going on around this part of the hand, and then it gets weirdly dark here. It doesn't feel right to me. It's just a little off. However, it does come with skin tones, so that is good. So altogether, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Very useful, just looks a little weird. In this entire emoji pack, they have released a lot of emojis for those with disabilities, which I think is great. 5 out of 5, why would I be against that at all? That's awesome. They've also released a whole slew of people holding hands with other people. That is fantastic. Almost everyone is represented here. You can hold hands with anyone you want because there's no social construct in who you can hold your hand with, or love for that matter. However, they are missing the next generation of love, which is aliens that we get from Area 51. Is that still topical? Is that still relevant? So it gets a 4.95 out of 5. It could easily be bumped up to a 5 if they just simply add those aliens, because I'm ready for the future. I can't find love with any human, that's why I'm ready for the future. There's a few new animal ones, nothing special with that, except the otter. The face just looks wrong. The eyes look too big. It looks like it's gonna murder me in my sleep later, so a 2 out of 5. Here's one, it's garlic. I like this one because on the face, it can be seen as, oh, it's just a simple ingredient to make something nice. But you can use it as suggestive for something that you find, ooh, that is rotten. That just doesn't taste right in my mouth. Why would you say that? I'm a big fan of emojis that seem like they have one purpose on the front, but oh, they have a whole world of communication behind them. So this one gets a big 5 out of 5 for me. I like it. Here's onion. Again, pretty simple, but everyone's gonna use this with the Shrek meme. And I am kind of tired of the Shrek meme. I like All-Star, it is a fantastic song, but the Shrek meme, done, over with. Shrek 5 or 6 is gonna come out soon, then it'll be rejuvenated again, but I'm done. So all that considered, and I'm pretty sure the emoji people didn't think about this when they made this, but I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5, because I don't like contributing to Shrek memes in 2019. This one is called waffle. It's square. I prefer round waffles. It's also a little too detailed. 2 out of 5. When will I ever use this anyways? Because I prefer pancakes and French toast above waffles nonetheless. And here's falafel. It rhymes with waffle. Before I knew what a falafel was, I thought a falafel was a certain kind of fancy waffle. No, it's just the worst thing ever to be invented that is meant to go in your mouth. I hate falafels. And I really hate this emoji. Mostly because I hate falafels. Also, at first glance, if you didn't know what it was, it just looks like a green meatball. So this emoji gets a 1 out of 5 for me. The butter emoji. I don't like when people put butter on plates. I use a tub of butter. It's easier. You just get a little scoop, put it in. So when you put butter on a plate like that and leave it out, to me it just seems gross. So 4 out of 5. And you know what? 3 out of 5. Because I also don't really see what use this could be. Well, Well, now that I'm looking at it, it could be used as like, if someone's saying something that could be slippery, or like, ooh, you're just sliding into my DMs. You could put butter, because, you know, butter up your DM and slide into them. Ooh. This one's oyster. It's kind of weird at first glance because they put the big shiny oyster inside this kind of gross looking clam. I think that's a clam. I don't really know my mollusks all that well. Hold on, let me Google oyster. You know what? I'm gonna call folly on myself on this one because I forgot the oyster isn't the pearl. The pearl is its own thing, the pearl. The oyster is the whole thing. So I guess this emoji is correctly described and depicted as an oyster. So I will give it a nice 4 out of 5 because I'm stupid. Won't get a 5 out of 5 because I still think it looks kind of gross. Here's a nice emoji. It has a cute little emoji on it. I like how meta that is. It's a little emoji on an emoji, and I like it a lot. However, they call it a beverage box. Who looks at this and thinks it's anything other than a juice box? Just call it a juice box. It's even colored red. Red is the universal color for juice. And blood. Could be a blood box. However, it is a really cute design, and it really tingles the my inner cute tingles. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Would have been 5 out of 5 if you just named it correctly. 4 out of 5. I don't know, that is a very little happy face on that box. Okay, fine, 5 out of 5. It convinced me. Here's an emoji for Ice Cube. It grosses me out. Ice Cube should not gross me out. This one's gross because it looks like it's sweating. Oh, you know what? I see it could work. If, like, I'm texting someone, oh, I woke up in a cold sweat. You send this, because an ice cube is cold and it's sweating. Cold sweat! Alright, you know what? I will use it for that, although I don't usually text people when I wake up in cold sweats because I'm embarrassed of my nightmares. So I'm gonna give it a nice 3 out of 5. It looks gross, but it's usable. This emoji is called Ringed Planet. However, it's clear to see that it's Saturn. Does anyone argue about that? Does anyone argue that Saturn really isn't Saturn? I know Uranus has rings, but Uranus spins on its side. Also, it's blue. This is clearly Saturn. Call it Saturn. Don't call it anything else. If you have an emoji of Earth, what are you going to call it? Livable planet? You can also do that for Mars, potentially. I'm not here to get into that, though. Also, when would I ever use this? When am I going to use Saturn in a sentence and need an emoji for it when I could just simply write out Saturn or ringed planet? It's a 2 out of 5. Would get a 1 out of 5, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen in the world. So 2. Here's safety vest. I like this one. It is going to be utilized very well if you're going to dangerous territory via text. Throw in a safety vest. If you're gonna do some, you know, grotesque, dirty texting, safety vest. Safety first. Always when you're texting, be safe. I like this one. 5 out of 5. Useful. Looks fine. Briefs. They made an emoji for briefs. This one makes me uncomfortable at first, not because it's underwear. Underwear doesn't make me uncomfortable. Undies do. I don't like the word undies. But the main reason it makes me uncomfortable is the shading is so off. Why is the waistband shiny? A waistband of underwear usually isn't shiny. Mine isn't. I don't usually check others, but from what I've seen, it's not shiny. Bad emoji. 1 out of 5. And also, I can't see this being used in text for any reason other than something dirty. 1 out of 5. My ox. 5 out of 5. This one is called Drop of Blood. It looks like it's wrinkled. It looks like it's like caving in. It doesn't look liquid. It just looks like a sack of red liquid. Blood, per se. It looks like a sack of blood and makes me very, very uncomfortable to look at. So I give it a 2 out of 5. And that concludes my emoji critique. Overall, I'm pretty excited for this lineup of emojis. There are some I definitely probably will never use or look at, and I will forget they exist 2 hours after uploading this video. Except that Tidy Whitey's one. It's just haunts my dreams. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit subscribe. I will be critiquing more things in the future. I will critique anything. I previously critiqued Craigslist missed connections. And next, it could be anything in the world. If it exists, I probably have opinions about it and I will critique it. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming up next. Also, leave a comment down below with your favorite emoji. I want to know what you use the most, what's your favorite, and what is the most universal. So throw that in the comments down below. I'll look at them. Maybe I'll critique them in the future. Who knows? It's really free range at this point. Thank you so much. I will see you later.